Circling. One just slowly pushing him back again. Oh!
Wow! Knockout.
That big right hand. Wow.
Right hand.
Ever since his entry into the Ultimate Fighting Championship in 2019, Michel Pereira has become a huge force to reckon with in the league thanks to his impressive athleticism, unique fighting style, and showmanship in the octagon. But the reality is that Pereira's entry into the UFC isn't a day job for him. Today, we are looking at the rise of Michel Pereira and how he has managed to independently set the UFC on fire. Michel Pereira was born and raised in Tacuma, Brazil. At the age of 12, he started learning karate, and 4 years later, he added Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to his skill set, earning a black belt in both skills. Pereira also trained in another martial art called capoeira, which is a blend of acrobatics and dance. This technique has become the signature style of the fighter. Pereira began his professional mixed martial arts career fighting in his region, and within the first 3 years, he had amassed a professional record of 11-4. These early wins hastened his pace for bigger local promotions such as the XFC, where he fought under the nickname Demolitor. He had 2 wins in XFC. Following his departure from XFC, Pereira fought with various promotions, making his way to Asia and Europe, where he won the SBC welterweight title. This victory earned him an invitation from the major Korean organization Road FC. Pereira had his first fight in the Korean promotion against Hae Jun-yang, who won 4 out of his last 5 bouts. The fight took place in the middleweight division. Pereira utilized all his capoeira skills in this fight, as he threw Superman punches, danced, and put on a host of other displays. The Korean had the upper hand in the second round, but Pereira lived up to his nickname of Demolitor in the third round by finishing the fight by TKO from a strong knee and punches. With a record of 20-8, still chasing the big bag, the Brazilian ventured into the SBC once again upon receiving a mouth-watering invitation that the SBC promotion was looking for a challenger for the middleweight title. Pereira was already the holder of the championship title. Without hesitation, Pereira accepted the match against the unbeaten Dusko Todorovic. The fight was a loss for Pereira as Todorovic won the fight by a first-round technical knockout. However, the defeat didn't mark the end of his career. Pereira moved to Road FC once again. 2 weeks later, he was scheduled to face Won Jun Choi, who had a 3-1 record. Pereira won the fight by a 41-second knockout, the fastest knockout in his career, earning him a loud cheer from the crowd.
Oh!
Wow! Knockout.
That big right hand.
Powerful
Wow.
right hand.
Just knocked him straight down. Here we go. That big, just lunging straight forward. Big right hand.
Like a rocket.
Yeah.
2 months later, Pereira was back at Road FC to face Dae-Sun Kim in an open-weight bout. As usual, Pereira showcased his skills, ultimately winning by TKO from brutal knees, which earned him a victory over Kim.
This is bad.
Oh, this is not good. That's it.
And an entry into the UFC. The 25-year-old Brazilian signed a contract with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and his debut was set for May 2019. Pereira's opponent was Danny Roberts, a British fighter, and he was able to prove that his capoeira skill wasn't only effective in Korea. The Brazilian won the fight early in round 1 with his unorthodox striking techniques, including an attempted Showtime kick and Superman punches.
Nice, but Danny Roberts, to his credit, taking flying knee. Look at this. Man, this guy is explosive. And look at this. Boom! Boom, straight right down the middle.
Not only this, but Michel also went home with a Performance of the Night award just on his debut. Michel's next fight was against Sergey Kondasko. Sergey would face visa issues and be replaced by Tristan Connolly. While the Brazilian fighter had anticipated an easy win, thrilling the crowd with his signature breakdance at the onset, the result showed that the Canadian definitely had the evening planned out. Michel, in his usual manner, had fun mocking his opponent with the Superman acrobatic and energizing the Vancouver crowd.
Gotta be careful with that too, of course.
This is crazy, man.
But Connolly ate his greatest combo.
I'm looking at McMahon right now. Mick's juking.
Michel ultimately lost the fight by unanimous decision.
Final 10 seconds. Boom, John Connolly has made himself a name tonight.
Big shots.
There's the horn. Stand up for your hometown guy, Tristan Connolly.
5 months later, Michel was back in the octagon. This time he was facing Diego Sanchez, who was in the twilight of his career. Like the Michel that we know, Sanchez got beat up for the majority of the fight. Although he had some moments, Pereira was the dominant force. Over the whole of rounds 1 and 2, the Brazilian stalked Sanchez, pushing him up against the cage while delivering powerful knees and front kicks to the body that appeared to hinder the veteran. In the third round, things got worse for Sanchez. Pereira was able to get the Muay Thai clinch and knock Sanchez to the ground with a series of powerful knees. Despite being hurt, Sanchez continued to fight and took another knee from Pereira. However, this time, Sanchez was on the ground, making Pereira's strike illegal. The bout was immediately stopped and Pereira lost the fight by disqualification. After the recurring losses, the Brazilian decided it was time to perfect his skills and be more efficient. On September the 5th, 2020, Pereira was scheduled to fight Russian fighter Zelim Amadeev. However, controversy ensued during the weigh-in as Amadeev slapped Pereira in the face, and both had to be restrained by the event's security. Pereira, pointing at him, promised to get his revenge in the octagon, and he did get it multiple times. In the octagon, Michel was one step ahead of his opponent, toying with his brain and even throwing the signature Anthony Pettis Showtime kick.
He loves that Showtime kick, appeared to partially land it there.
He appeared to be an improved version of himself. Amadeev fought back, but Pereira got the upper hand over him. Some minutes to the end of the fight, he repeatedly slapped Amadeev before finishing off the fight in a devastating fashion.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he chased the finish. Oh, he's got his neck.
Stop! Michel Pereira gets the late finish to boot!
This impressive victory not only gave Pereira moral satisfaction, but he also earned a $50,000 Performance of the Night bonus. Worth mentioning, that was actually the last time Amadeev was seen in the octagon, and it's not surprising because he was completely humiliated that night. Pereira's outstanding performance didn't go unnoticed. He was placed on the final card of 2020 against Chaos Williams, who had scored killer knockouts in his last 2 UFC appearances.
Thighs, my word.
Wow! Chaos Williams!
For it. Boom. Right hand to the chin. That's it.
Back. I mean, impressive power. The uppercut. That's it. That's it. It's over. Chaos Williams.
Here's the uppercut. Boom. And that one really hurt him. You see the lights go out there.
In this fight, Pereira ditched his flips and crazy antics and instead stayed technical to win a unanimous decision over Williams. In 2021, Pereira was busy with his marriage to a jewelry store owner, but he couldn't resist the temptation to lock horns with the creative brawler Nico Price.
This fight clock.
During the fight, Pereira seamlessly showcased improved takedown defense and sharp footwork. In the second round, Pereira threw Price off balance, and in typical fashion, he literally somersaulted onto the mount, receiving a thunderous cheer from the audience. Price got the upper hand in the third round, and due to the result of the first 10 minutes, the Brazilian received a unanimous decision, making it his third win in a row. In January 2022, Pereira was scheduled to face Muslim Salikov. However, Salikov withdrew from the bout for undisclosed reasons and the bout was cancelled. He was replaced by Andre Fialho, a Portuguese MMA fighter with a 14-3 record. In the face of a highly creative opponent, Fialho decided that pressure and aggression were going to be his best weapons.
Goodness. Oh, nice jab. Beautiful jab by Andre.
While Pereira maintained his dangerousness with his large, explosive moves.
To the other side, Andre steps left. He's cutting off the octagon beautifully.
When Pereira was attempting Superman punches off the cage and launching front kicks, Fialho remained steadfast with a quick jab that kept giving the Brazilian a headache.
High guard. Very technical. His hand positioning.
After a first round that saw him go to the corner with a bloody nose, Pereira was more patient in the second round, tagging Fialho with a pair of heavy right-hand punches that had the UFC rookie backing up. Despite Fialho's best effort, Pereira won the fight by unanimous decision, making it his 4th win in 4 straight fights. But Pereira didn't stop his winning streak there. In May 2022, Pereira faced the Argentinian fighter Santiago Ponzinibbio. This bout is arguably the biggest win of Pereira's career. It was a closely contested fight, packed with lots of action.
Quite a bit. When he does throw anything at
Ponzinibbio looked to do the majority of the pressing as he walked down Pereira. The Brazilian had early success with some good right hands, but nothing that hurt Ponzinibbio. With a minute remaining in the first round, Pereira connected with a solid right hook that seemed to stun Ponzinibbio briefly.
Oh boy! Right hand partially behind.
The fight continued, with both guys looking to close out the round with a statement, but unable to land anything significant. Pereira had to battle his way through all 3 rounds, but later fought his way to a split decision win at the end.
Michel Demolidor Pereira!
The fight earned him the Fight of the Night award. Pereira was set to face Sean Brady in March of 2023, but due to a torn groin, Brady pulled out and the fight was scrapped. Despite having a record of 11 losses, Pereira's winning streak has propelled him into the top 15 and scored him a place in the main cards. The Brazilian's focus now is to hone his combat skill by adding some strategy and patience to his acrobatic maneuvers rather than hopping from one promotion to another. Judging by his talent and experience, the elite group is beckoning on the 29-year-old fighter, and he's likely to join them soon.